This is Mr. Wright. Today we're going to talk about slope, how to find slope, and slope-intercept form of an equation. All right, so if I want to find slope on a graph, slope is like rise over run over line. There are a couple different types of slope. So if a line is going up from left to right, then that slope is positive. If the line is going down from left to right, that slope's negative. If we have a vertical line straight up and down, then that slope is undefined. And if you have a horizontal line straight across, it has a slope of 0. So that would be a 0 slope. So when you're looking at a graph, you should first be thinking, is it positive, is it negative, is it undefined, or is it 0? So let's look at these. So the first one, line AB. So when I do slope, I look at it from left to right. So I'm going to go start at point B and go to point A, okay, because B is on the left. I first go up or down. So from B to A, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and over 1, 2 blocks. So because slope is rise over run, the slope would be 4 over 2. After you find slope, if you can simplify it, simplify it. So 4 over 2 would equal 2. So a couple more. So line CD, this line I notice is going down from left to right. So I know it's going to have a negative slope. So again, what I do is I start off on the left point. So I'm going to start at C. And first I go up or down. So for this one, I'm going to go down 2. So because I'm going down, it's negative 2. Then I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So down 2 over 6 would be a slope of negative 2 over 6. When we're doing slope, we never want like a decimal. We want to keep it as a fraction, but we want it in simplified form. So if I simplify this, this will be negative 1 over 3. EF. So this one, I notice, is a horizontal line. So we just talked about all horizontal lines have a slope of 0. So that slope is 0. GH. This one is a positive slope. Goes up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the slope would be 1 over 5. IJ, this one is going to be a negative slope. This is what we're looking at. So I start at the left-hand point. This one I go down first. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 5, negative 5 over 2. So the slope is negative 5 over 2. So always start at the left-hand point first, go up or down first, then go to the right. If you're just consistent in the way that you do this, it makes it a lot easier. KL, I go down 2 over 7. MN, this one is a vertical line. So remember when we look at slope, dude, vertical line, the slope is undefined. Then PQ goes, it's positive, it goes up 3 over 3. So the slope would be 1. So that's how you find slope from a graph. You can also find slope from 2 points. There's a slope formula that is M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So those points refer to like the 2 ordered pairs. Remember, the first ordered pair is x1, y1. The second ordered pair is x2, y2. So on the top of the fraction, you subtract the 2 y coordinates, 2 minus 5. And then on the bottom, you subtract the 2 x coordinates, 3 minus 1. Negative 3 over 2. You try to see if you can simplify it. If you can't simplify it, you just leave it like that. It's okay if it's an improper fraction. We don't want like a decimal. You just leave it like that. So a couple more of these. So on top of the fraction, you subtract the y's, 3 minus 1. On the bottom of the fraction, you subtract the x's, 2 minus negative 2. So if you notice this time I have a negative. The minus is part of the slope equation, so you have to have the minus and the negative. So I end up with 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus negative 2 is the same as 2 plus 2, which would equal 4. So just be careful with your negatives. Simplify it if you can. This will simplify to 1/2. Let's look at one more example. So this one, I'm going to subtract 5 minus negative 2, y2 minus y1, and then negative 2 minus negative 1. 5 minus negative 2 is the same as 5 plus 2, which is 7, Negative 2 minus negative 1 is the same as negative 2 plus 1, which is negative 1. That equals negative 7. Then we have the slope-intercept form of an equation. The 2 points that we want to focus on, m always stands for slope, and b stands for your y-intercept. So this is whenever the equation is like y equals, so when the y is by itself, the slope is always going to be the number next to the m value. And the y-intercept is going to be the other number. I'm sorry, the slope is always the number next to the x. Then the y-intercept is the other number. So we know that slope-intercept form, we just wrote it down, is y equals mx plus b. So if I know the m and the b, all I have to do is plug in those 2 numbers to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So the m goes next to the x, and then we have the b. Y equals negative 5x plus 4. All right, so just here is a quick review. So if I was going to write an equation based on each of these situations in slope-intercept form, so if the slope is 1/2, the y-intercept is 6, my equation would be y equals 1/2 x plus 6. M is 2, b is negative 8. That would be y equals 2x minus 8. M is 6 and contains 0, 5. Y equals 6x. So 0, 5 is actually the point where the line crosses the y-axis, so that is your y-intercept. So this one, my y-intercept would actually be 5. And then this last one, we would actually have to find the slope, and the 5 would be the y-intercept. So then you'd have to find the slope for first using your slope formula. All right, and I just want to show one more thing. If I'm graphing an equation in slope-intercept form, we want to just identify this is my slope, and this is my y-intercept. So what you want to do is first plot your y-intercept. That's the point where it crosses your y-axis. Then you're going to use your slope to find the next point. So my b was 8. That's why I put 8 there. So if my slope is negative 3, from that point I'm going to go down 3 over 1. So you want to kind of think of this as a fraction. Down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. So you can just continue doing that same slope to get multiple points. And then you can use a line to connect those points. And that is how you graph an equation in slope-intercept form.